Ladies and gentlemen, Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions welcomes you to yet another season of India Insight. Envisioned by Mrs. Prema Rajagopal, the founder of this institution, way back in 2004, the objective ever since has been to enhance the knowledge of India and appreciate the diverse culture of this nation. As our young children take part from various corners of the world, over the last couple of years in the digital avatar, this contest has reached over 20,000 students across 10 countries. We at the Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions truly appreciate and acknowledge the support and patronage given to us by all the participating schools, their teachers and managements. Before we begin, it is our pleasure and privilege to invite a well-known educator and a passionate teacher from the Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions, a teacher who has grown to become the principal of this institution. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Vasuma Achar.
Greeting to all my wonderful students and parents. India is a rich mine of culture that has evolved through thousands of years and is manifested in the form of arts, literature, traditions, linguistic expressions, artifacts, heritage sites and much more. Millions of people from all over the world participate in, enjoy and benefit from this cultural wealth by visiting India for tourism, purchasing Indian handicrafts, appreciating Indian classical literature, practicing yoga and meditation, being inspired by Indian philosophy and enjoying India's diverse music and art. It is this culture and natural wealth that truly make India incredible India. This is the India that the founder principal of Vidyaniketan Public School, Srimati Prema Rajagopal, always wanted the children to grow up in. With a certain belief, she conceptualized the initiative India Insight. Her thought into this project was straightforward. Her passion and enthusiasm were to instill the spirit of India in children by creating awareness of our beautiful country's history, tradition and ethos. The preservation and promotion of India's cultural wealth must be given high priority. Cultural awareness is one of the major components in the development of children because it is only through the development of strong sense and knowledge of their own cultural history, arts, languages and traditions that children can build a positive cultural identity, self-esteem and appreciate other cultures and identities. It is heartening to witness the number of initiatives by the Government of India like Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to celebrate 75 years of progressive India and its glorious history, people, culture and achievements. This Mahotsav is dedicated to the people of India to materialize the Prime Minister's vision of igniting India 2.0 fueled by the spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat. It is also encouraging to see initiatives like this being strongly promoted in the new education policy with a number of other programs to foster languages, art and culture in schools. Ek Bharat Shreshth Bharat being one of them. More than 100 destinations have been identified as a part of this project where educational institutions may send their students to study their social, political and cultural history and also their contributions to modern science. India Insight, an amazing rendezvous which started in 2004, is diversifying this year by providing various platforms for debating and painting. It goes without saying that these events will take you closer to the heart and soul of our country. The reason why children should participate in India Inside is loud and clear. But don't forget, what is equally important is how you contribute continually, consciously and work towards making a Shrestha Bharat a reality. So I hope all of you will participate in the events with enthusiasm and feel and understand the cultural heritage of our country. Thank you.
Before we progress any further, let us introduce you to your host, the young and charismatic Rashmi Furtado. An alumnus of the prestigious NITK Surathkal, she went on to become the only professional woman quiz host across Asia that she presently is. The co-founder of teachertribe.world, she has many a feather in her large hat. From co-hosting Tata Crucible to being the first woman to host a quiz show in Kuwait, she's also hosted programs in Singapore and Dubai. Business World rated her as 40 under 40 for content creators. She was also conferred the iconic woman for creating a better world for all from the Women Economic Forum. Time for us to get started. Please welcome your host, Miss Rashmi Furtado.
Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you to India Inside Quiz, brought to you by Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions. What started as a quiz many years ago has today become quiz along with a debate and a drawing contest. A beautiful year for the contest to become way larger than what it was, with India being at 75 years of its independence and Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions being at 35 years of their existence. Today, this contest has gone global. You heard me right. We have had contestants taking part from various parts of this world, and you will see them taking part in the semi-finals that are coming up. But for now, let us get into the first semi-final of the India Inside Quiz, the junior category. It's time for us to get to know our finalists in the semi-final. Let me introduce them to you. Our first semi-finalist for the day is Anumegha Datta from Thakur Public School, Mumbai. Following Anumegha is Ashwath from Anand Vidya Vihar, Vadodara. Our third contestant for the day is Aditya Jaiswal from Sunbeam School, Lahartara, Varanasi. And completing our lineup here today is Zaina Tasin from Adamas International School, Kolkata. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have had students taking part from the length and breadth of our country. And like I mentioned earlier, India Inside has gone global. You will see it in the semi-finals that are going to come up in a couple of days. But for now, let us get into the rules of this semi-final. Students, I have 16 questions for you. All the 16 questions are going to be on the buzzer. Single attempt per question only. Multiple attempts are not allowed. Plus 75 is your scoring pattern would be plus 75 if you get it right and minus 75 if you get it wrong. India is at its 75 years of independence, so our score is also going to be 75 or minus 75. All the questions on the buzzer, the first 12 questions are going to appear on your screen. They are all going to be visuals. I have corresponding questions that go along with the visuals. However, if you press the buzzer while I'm still reading the question, I will stop reading the question because you are indicating to me that you already know the answer. Once you press the buzzer, I will call out your name. You have 5 seconds of time to unmute yourself and give me the answer. Please remember, only 5 seconds is what you get. If you press the buzzer by mistake, and if you tell me that it's happened by mistake, or if you refuse to give an answer, you still get a negative. So please be very careful on when you want to press the buzzer. I'll wait for about 5 seconds for one of you to press the buzzer. If no one does so, I will move on to the next question and the previous question would be invalid. Okay? Alright, I have explained the rest of the rules to you already, so I'm not going to get into the details. Let's start with the first semi-final. Alright, good luck to all of you. Scores will be appearing on your buzzer screen. However, I will give you the scores as we progress with the semi-final. Only the winner from this semi-final will qualify to that world finale that is coming up. Remember, it's very important that you win here today, else you will not make it through to that world finale. Okay? Good luck to all of you. Alright, round 1. Let's start with the first round of our semi-final here today. India Insight Junior Category Semi-Final 1. Round 1, Celebrating India. Here we go. Alright, like I mentioned earlier, visuals coming up on your screen with corresponding questions from me. Question number 1 appearing on your screen. Here we go. Identify and name the architect who prepared the master plan for the city of Chandigarh, one of the early planned cities in post-independence era. Aditya, go ahead.
Le Corbusier.
He's absolutely right. Le Corbusier, giving Aditya plus 75 to you, Aditya. Opens his account with question number 1, but many more questions to go. Let's see what happens. Question number 2 coming up on your screen. Here we go. Hampi, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is suited. Aditya, go ahead.
Tungabhadra River.
How do you know what my question is, Aditya? I said Hampi, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That's all.
I'm well situated on the banks of the Tungabhadra River, and you said something about, conditional to some place.
Plus 75 to you. You're absolutely right. He pressed the buzzer even before I could complete the question, and only with Hampi, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, he gave me the answer. Situated on the banks of Tungabhadra River. That was my question. Plus 75 to you, Aditya. Moving on to question 3 coming up. Here we go. Which state's cricket team won the 2021 Vijay Hazare Trophy? Aditya, again, go ahead.
Himachal Pradesh.
Plus 75. Beautiful answer by Aditya there. Himachal Pradesh giving him 75 points. He's doing very well. First 3 questions, he's buzzed on all of them and taken positive scores on all the 3 questions. Beautiful score that he's put up. I'll tell you the scores in a couple of questions. Alright, question number 4 coming up. Here we go. Greater flamingo is the state bird of which state of our country? Greater flamingo. Beautiful bird, beautiful colors. State bird of which state? Anumegha, go ahead.
Gujarat.
Gujarat giving Anumegha plus 75. She's absolutely right. Greater flamingo is the state bird of Gujarat. Most of our states actually have state birds, and greater flamingo is for Gujarat. Moving on to question number 5 coming up on your screen. Gujarat's famous step well. Anumegha, go ahead.
Rani Ki Vav.
Anumegha, I wish you had allowed me to complete my question. Minus 75 to you. My question. Gujarat's famous step well, Rani Ki Vav, is situated on the banks of which river? This is the semi-final. I wouldn't ask a question that would be so simple. The answer that I was looking for is the river Saraswati, which I'm sure you already knew. Only if you had waited for me to complete the question. But that's okay. You got to take your risks and your chances at a quiz. Alright, moving on to question number 6 coming up. Here we go. Identify and name the military commander who led the forces of a home kingdom in 1671 battle of Saraighat against the Mughals. 1671 battle of Saraighat against the Mughals. Alright, 5 seconds of time is up. Nobody goes on that one. I think our semi-finalists are a little concerned about the negatives that they may get. The answer, Ashwath, time's up. You can answer but no points. I already announced that the time's up. You can answer. Go ahead. You want to try?
Yes, ma'am. So the answer is Ahom General Lachit Borpukhan.
Yeah, absolutely right, but you will not get points on that one because I already said the time was up. Alright, Lachit Borpukhan is what I was looking for as the right answer, but since no one went on the buzzer, the time was up, no one scores on that question. We have completed 6 questions of the semi-final. Time to know the scores. Aditya Jaiswal from Sunbeam Varanasi has scored 225 points. He has not taken even a single negative so far. Anumega scored her plus 75 but then took a negative, so she's back on nil. Honestly, in a quiz, nil is not a very bad place to be because you only have to build into the positives. I still have many more questions, so it's very possible that one of them can overtake Aditya or at least give him a run for his money. Let's see what happens. Moving on to question number 7, the visual appearing on your screen. Here we go. If you are at the Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyaya junction, then in which city are you in? Go ahead, Aditya.
Is it Allahabad or Prayagraj?
Give me a specific answer.
Allahabad.
Alright, taking a negative on that is Aditya. I wanted a very specific answer. Mughal Sarai, the answer I was looking for. Mughal Sarai, an extremely specific answer is what I was looking for. He takes a negative on that one. Let's move on to question number 8. Coming up on your screen, here we go. Shown in the picture is the emblem of which state that housed Pataliputra? Anumega, go ahead.
Bihar.
Plus 75 to you. She's absolutely right. She was very quick on the buzzer. The moment I said Pataliputra, she went on and got her plus 75. Moving on, question number 9. Here we go. Identify this famous monastery in Arunachal Pradesh. Ashwath, go ahead.
Tawang Monastery.
Plus 75 to you. Absolutely right. The Tawang Monastery is what I was looking for. Both Anumega and Ashwath are now on 75 points and Aditya is now on 150 since he took a negative in one of the earlier questions. Let's see what happens. Question number 10 coming up. Here we go. The Bhakra Dam is built on which river? Anumega, go ahead.
Satluj.
Plus 75 to you. Absolutely right. Very quick on the buzzer. There is Anumega getting her 75 points. Question number 11 coming up on your screen. Here we go. Identify and name the traditional folk dance from what you can see on your screen. It's a folk dance form. Alright, 5 seconds of time is up. None of the semi-finalists are going on the buzzer. They're getting bogged down or worried about the negatives. They do understand that they need to win to make it through that world finale. The answer I was looking for is Bhavai. Bhavai would have given one of you 75 points. The last question, question number 12 of this round coming up on your screen. Here we go. Identify this Defence Minister of India. Aditya, go ahead.
Shri Rajnath Singh.
Absolutely right. Rajnath Singh giving Aditya plus 75. We have completed the first round of our semi-final here today. Let me tell you where our contestants stand. Alright, Aditya is still leading with the last 75 points that he took. He is now at 225 points. Anumega is chasing him. She is now on 150 points. Ashwath is also trying his best with 75 points. Zaina is still on nil, but I have 4 more questions to go, many more points to win. Let's see what happens. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the India Inside Quiz, semi-final 1 from the junior category, brought to you by Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions. Time for us to move into the second round of our semi-final. India on your fingertips. Here we go. None of the questions of this round will appear on your screen. You will have to listen to what I have to say very, very carefully. And understand this, once you press the buzzer, I stop reading the question and there is no visual on your screen either. So all I say is what you get as question or clues towards the answer. Okay? Rest of the rules are all the same. 4 more questions remaining in this quiz and in this round, and only the winner goes through. Remember that. The first question of this round, here we go. On what date and month is the National Education Day observed in India every year? Zaina, go ahead.
11th November.
Plus 75 to you. Absolutely right. 11th November, giving Zaina her 75 points. 3 more questions remaining. Question number 2, here we go. Battle of Khanwa was fought between Rana Sanga of Mewar and which Mughal emperor? From the history of our country, Battle of Khanwa, Khanwa. Anumega, go ahead.
Babur.
Plus 75 to you, Anumega. You're absolutely right. Babur is what I was looking for. Last 2 questions of the semi-final remaining. I have to tell you the scores at this point in time. Both Anumega and Aditya are on 225 points. And like I mentioned earlier, only one winner will make it through. 2 more questions remaining. Penultimate question of this quiz coming up. Here we go. The Eden Gardens is a great ground found in which state of India? Anumega, go ahead.
Kolkata.
Plus 75 to you, you're absolutely right. I know I said which state of India, but she gave me a very specific answer, Kolkata, which is absolutely right. Plus 75 to Anumega there. She went on a flash on that buzzer. The last question of this quiz. Let's see if this goes into a tiebreaker or if Anumega has made it through. Let's see. The last question, here we go. Meitei, which is spelled M-E-I-T-E-I, is the official language of which state? Zaina, go ahead.
Manipur.
Plus 75 to you, Zaina. Absolutely right. She gets 75 points. But with those 75 points, Zaina actually did a huge favor to Anumega, since Anumega now is the winner of this semi-final with 300 points. Wonderful game there by Anumega. Aditya, honestly, you also played very well. If it were any other semi-final, maybe you would have made it through. Unfortunately, you were in a group where there was a tough competition. But Anumega, congratulations to you. You have won this semi-final and you now will move on to the world finale of India Inside Quiz, the junior category. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this semi-final here today. Don't go anywhere. We have many more semi-finals coming up and then the big finale that is coming up. And let me tell you, you're going to enjoy watching each and every episode. I will see you at the next semi-final. You take care.